Hi, folks. This week you are doing your second map quiz, and I thought I would create here for you a little screen video as a how-to guide for taking on Map Quiz 2. So go to your Week 5 module, find the Map Quiz 2 heading, and, well, what the heck, let's start with Step 1, Map Quiz 2 Study Terms. Now, what you're going to find here is simply a list of place names drawn from the two maps in your textbook, one on page 59, Egyptian Empire, one on page 54, Mesopotamia. And you'll pretty quickly find, I think, the various places that I've laid out for you here, starting with Lower Egypt and Giza, the Nile River, Thebes, etc. And then on the other map, all of these various places, including the Tigris River, Jericho, Babylon. It might take you a little bit of searching, but I don't think you'll have too much trouble finding it. If all else fails, you could always Google and find it that way. But we are dealing with historical places here, so occasionally in history you might get a little variance. I wouldn't expect there to be too much here, but play it safe. Use your textbook maps, and Google is a fallback. Let's put it that way. Now, what do you do with that information? Well, let's take a look. Let's go back to the module and see what we have for the next step. Now, step 2 down here is the quiz itself. In between, I've given you a map quiz outline. This is optional. It's just for practice. Recommended. It's the same outline you're going to see on the quiz itself. It doesn't look exactly like the maps in your textbook, partly because it's a combination of them, but even more so because, well, there's no place names identified. I mean, you got Europe, you got Africa, the Mediterranean Sea, the Black Sea, Red Sea, or Caspian Sea, excuse me, Persian Gulf, Red Sea, and maybe most importantly here, the Nile River. So you need to get your bearings with the map outline for sure. But what you could do is that once you have your bearings, you can keep your textbook map open and just sort of transcribe from the textbook map to the map outline the various places. So here's Giza, here's Thebes approximately. This would be the Kingdom of Nubia. Over here we have the Euphrates River, the Tigris River. This is about where you'll find Babylon, the ancient city of Uruk, Uruk, and the other Mesopotamian city of Ur. So what you can do is if you print this one out, click on the download copy there, print it out as a hard copy, and you can write with a pencil or a pen the various place names into their proper location. Like I say, that's just for practice, but it's good practice. Now we can go to step 2 here, your map quiz 2. This is the actual quiz map that I'm having you use. And you'll notice it's that same outline, but in this case, the names suggest far more identification. So Europe, Africa, yes, Asia, but also Mediterranean Sea, Lower Egypt, Euphrates, Tigris. So some of these places I've already identified for you. The others I haven't. I've just put numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For each of those numbered locations, of course, there is a place name. And that place name, of course, comes from our study terms list, and you can find it by looking in the maps in your textbook. And the idea is for you to be able to tell me the name here of the number 1 location. Nobody in Egypt refers to it as number 1, right? It has an actual name, so you can tell me what that is. And for each of these numbered locations, tell me the actual place name. Again, you find those in your map and a textbook map, and they'll correspond to the terms I've given you on your study sheet. Now, that's the actual quiz. Where you put the answers is in the answer sheet, and that's step 3. This is a Word file that you'll download. to your desktop, and it looks like this. It's just a Word file, answer sheet map quiz 2 answer sheet. It says, use the map quiz 2 to identify each of the numbered locations and write the name of each location in the corresponding numbered space below. So for that first numbered space, here you have 1, you would type in the name. That, I can assure you, is not the actual name. And for each of those 10 numbered locations, you'll have a single name of a place to identify here in the table. And when you're done, you'll save this file, call it, Map Quiz 2 if you want, save it to your desktop, and then you'll go back. Let me close this out. No, we're not going to save it this time. Go back to the upload page here and click submit assignment. Choose file, click that, and you'll find your saved answer sheet file. If you call it Map Quiz 2, you'll find it on your desktop and you can upload it. Now, you guys have done this a few times already in the previous assignment, so I don't think this will give you too much trouble. Anyway, that's how it breaks down. Identify each of the numbered locations by name on the answer sheet using your textbook maps, and you're good to go. Why are we doing this? Because I tell you, when you study world history, it's real easy to get lost. We have to know where places are in order to keep our bearings. And so I use the map quizzes to keep us honest in that regard. If you have any questions, of course, contact me on Canvas or by school email. I'll remind you that we have office hours available too on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can get in touch with me if you would like to schedule an office hour Zoom meeting. We can do that as well. All right, everybody, good luck on Map Quiz 2.